Mr. Chairman, honored members of council, and members of the public. My name is H.K. Edgerton. I'm chairman of the board of advisors of the Southern Legal Resource Center, a nonprofit civil rights law firm that fights heritage violations against the South. I am also past president and vice president of the NAACP in the city of Asheville. I am also a member of Save Southern Heritage Florida. I want to make one quick clarification on the Corrin Amendment the gentleman came and spoke of. While Abraham Lincoln did not sign that amendment, he picked it up and brought it to those men who had succeeded already and left Congress. And in that amendment, it said that Congress should never have the ability to write an amendment to end the economic institution of slavery, and the Southern white men in the South refused to do so. Representative John F. Harris, former slave Republican member, Mississippi House of Representatives, representing Washington County, vote on a bill to appropriate $10,000 to complete the Confederate monument on the grounds of the state capitol, the Clarion Ledger, February 23, 1890. Mr. Speaker, I have arisen here in my place to offer a few words on the bill. I have come from a sick bed and was forced to struggle up here leaning on the arm of a friend. I stand here in considerable pain. Perhaps it was not prudent for me to come. But, sir, I could not rest quietly in my room, sick though I am, and allow this discussion to pass without contributing to it a few remarks of my own. I was sorry to hear the speech of the young gentleman from Marshall County. I am sorry that any son of a soldier should go on record as opposed to the erection of a monument in honor of the brave dead. And, sir, I am convinced that had he seen what I saw at Seven Pines and in 7 days fighting around Richmond, the battlefields covered with the mangled forms of those who fought for their country and their country's honor, he would not have made that speech. When the news came that the South was to be invaded, those men went forward to fight for what they believed, and they made no request for monuments to commemorate their brave deeds and holy sacrifices, but they died, and their virtues should be remembered. Sir, I went with them. I too wore the Confederate gray, the same color that my master wore. We stayed for 4 long years, and if that sad war had gone on till now, I would have been there yet. I know what all it meant, and I understand the meaning of my words when I say that I would have been with my countrymen still had the war continued until this day. I want to honor those brave men who died for their convictions. When my mother died, I was a boy, who, sir, then acted the part of a mother to the orphan slave boy, but my old missus. Were she living now, and could she speak to me from those high realms where are gathered the sainted dead, she would tell me to vote for this bill, and, sir, I shall vote for it. I want it to be known to all the world that my vote is given in favor of the bill to erect a monument in honor of the Confederate dead. Significant movement of the colored societies, all parties, ties, repudiation. Memphis, Tennessee, December 1874. The presidents of various colored societies of the city have organized a society called the Knights Brotherhood and Monumental Association, the objects of which are set forth in a lengthy address to the colored people, published this morning.
Could you please wrap up your comments?
These are to discard all old political ties and cultivate and maintain permanent peace with the white people of the South in accordance with the dying words of Thomas Swain, late president of the Pole Bearers. In their preamble and resolution, they say, "We are fully aroused to the conscience that we have been duped for years, the dupes of craftily designing unprincipled men whose only object was their own personal aggrandizement." And, sir, let me tell you something. There are plenty poverty pimps around now that do the same thing. These black men and women said that we will discard them and put our faith in the only man who ever cared for us, and that is the Christian Southern white, Judeo-Christian white man in the Southland of America. And I invite you to go to my website, www.southernheritage411.com. And God bless you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for your comments. Next comment.